What's up, guys? Making a quick video. So I woke up today. Very, very interesting dream that I thought I would share because it has a lot of archetypal meaning, and I think there it was more collective. I mean, yeah, there was personal meaning, but I think there was definitely some collective meaning that could be applied to anyone. So I don't really remember my dreams very well. So I think the only way I was gonna remember this one if it was like right before I got up, like legitimately like right before, and it was. So basically, I was in some type of weird, as most of my dreams are, like alternative reality that was kind of similar to this reality with some of the same people, but like I guess I was like back at this like originator school from Romania. I'd been like in Romania, which was like kind of considered like I was basically being picked on and kind of ostracized, even like I was like back at like kind of where I started, right? Because I had like done things, I had chosen a path that was like very much against the norm, and I was being questioned in this like almost like weird format, where I was like in this like detention room kind of, I don't know, like with like this teacher who like on the surface seemed like a liberal kind of chill teacher, but really he was very like I don't know. There's some weird energy he had towards me, right? I think there was like a little bit of like jealousy because he saw like how I was in this dream. I had kind of done things my own way. I was very nice. I was very positive. I was very like not trying to like stuff things in people's face. I mean, like what I didn't really understand what I did. I think I took a big risks, like kind of like moving to Romania is that like you wouldn't think like in this life, like moving to Romania is, but in the dream, I think I had like made some great success out of it, or like not like successes in money, but like I had clearly like transformed my life into a way more free and better life, right? And they were just trying to rag on me. They were trying to condition me. They were trying to like change me and make me think that like what I was doing was bad. And then my old best friend, who's not no longer my friend, was sitting next to me. At first, he was actually on their team. He was a very, very convincing guy, right? And he was kind of like ragging on them, ragging on me a little bit, and kind of like a little bit helping out. But then he sort of changed sides, and he started like realizing like I was actually like I was just doing so good at my questioning that like by the end I was like like I lived my life differently. I went and took this risk. It paid off, and I don't remember like the full extent of it. But like I got to a point where I was like, like I went to this place. I learned the culture. I learned the language really fast. I went to school there. I'm gonna do it again with like another place. I was kind of like starting to shit on them towards the end, and it was kind of like that mic drops the mic moment, right? And that's like how it kind of ended. Was like me almost talking my way. So I'm gonna get to the analysis of this next, right? So it felt like it was like a really bad situation where if I didn't have my own back, if I didn't think of the right words to say, like they were gonna try to kind of convince me. When you do something out of your own conviction that's kind of like risky, and then people try to convince you that you shouldn't think that way. Like when I supported Trump, like even though like I did decide later that like I don't really support Trump, I don't really support any politicians, I still did. It was kind of a mini example of that because I had lots of people trying to tell me like, yo, like this is what he did, it's bad. This is what he did, it's bad. This is what he did, it's bad. I'm like, all right, well, every politician's fucking horrible, But like at the same time, I kind of did realize that like that's a different story. But you guys have heard that like I don't actually support any politician. I think they're all full of shit. Um, Maybe I would vote for him over Biden, but that's not saying much. Um, but yeah, anyways, fuck politics. But the whole point was like, I stood on what I believed in. I kept a smile on my face. I listened to their concerns. I was compassionate towards what they were asking me, but I was also very firm in myself, and I didn't give in. And I woke up feeling great today because of that, because of my dream, and I think that a lot of times your dreams reflect like a different reality that maybe if you're not living out karma, right? This is just a theory I have, right? If you're not living out karma, that you're meant to be living out, I guess, in your lived reality. And this could be completely wrong, but wouldn't it make sense that you would live out some of that karma in your dream life, right? Like let's say that like I have like a square with, I don't know, Neptune. I do have Neptune square moon, or an opposition. I don't know, Pluto opposite. Yeah, I guess the opposition's transits would probably find you in real life. Let's say that like I'm not living it out. Well, maybe it would come in my dream situations and have to like experience that in my dreams. That's just the thought, a potential. But yeah, so it's a very interesting dream. I just remember feeling this immense feeling of like surprise and victory of like, wow, like I really was able to stay true to myself, even if it felt in that beginning moment like they're trying to corner me and trying to almost like lawyer their way into questioning me out of like what I did was bad, and how like they were like almost like, you know how lawyers will like look for like any of like the little tiny insignificant things you do, and try to pin them to this like larger behavior, this larger like neuroses. It was kind of like that, you know. It was very very petty, very nitpicky, and I had to kind of get myself out of that, which I did. And you know, it felt great at the end, and I left the room, and I not only had I kind of like realized, like, you know, I knew what these people were trying to do, even though it was very slick and covert, but I kind of like learned more about, I guess you could say, my mission, right? So this is another important part of the dream, is that through the opposition, right? Which, you know, in astrology we could think of an opposition as something that exists transit or natal, whatever, or just in everyday life. You know, through opposition, through an opposite way of thinking, it was able to bring me awareness of what I was actually doing, and what I was actually doing good. And I think that that's kind of like synonymous with how it's important to like still talk to people that have different views as you. And even though it's really really annoying, especially when it comes to things like astrology, because there's just so, it's like, how much time do we fucking have, like how much energy it takes to have that conversation. There are ways, you know, like at one time I was someone who didn't believe in astrology, and if I think back on it, you know, people will come to you, right, when they're ready, or when their soul is ready for wisdom, for knowledge, for opening that initial door, I guess. And it's up to you to decide whether it's worth worth your time and energy, or if you're too burnt out or whatever. But like, you know, you might be someone who currently has learned a ton about esoteric, about God, about, you know, what you consider to be the ultimate reality, right, for us humans. Even though like reality is subjective, and we all, you know, as a Sag moon, you learn that everyone's meant to kind of learn their own reality at a different time. That was kind of a big lesson in my life, right? Because I used to think like, oh, I know all this amazing stuff. I need to teach all the people that I love, you know, so they can like keep up with me. Not even keep up with me on an ego level, but so they can be like, their lives can improve, so they can understand life better. But some people, they just, they're not, and it makes sense that people don't want to change. You know, it's like literally asking someone, hey, pack up all your shit, let's move to Alaska, or pack up all your shit, let's move to Romania. Like, even if the Romania or the Alaska is like a free trip to the most beautiful island, right, it might not look like that to them. And it might, even if they intuitively sense like, damn, okay, there might be something with this whole astrology, with this whole like spirituality thing, you know, like I can't find it, or there's so much suffering in my everyday life. It might take them years. They might never actually even come around. They might stay stuck in that illusion, that Maya. And, you know, even some people that go through spirituality, right, that go through spiritual awakenings, they will tend, you know, there's the tendency to go back back in time, and to kind of fall back to where you used to be. So it's not a linear process in any way, but you just have to keep believing each day. Wake up, be grateful no matter how you feel or what's going on in your life. Like, I've been seeing all these people getting arrested, dying, like famous people. I don't know. It's just like people around me, like just having all these horrible things happen to them, and I'm just like, man, like, even if life doesn't seem so fun, doesn't seem so cracking, doesn't seem, like you can compare it to like whoever it is on Instagram that you follow and you're like, oh my God, their life's so perfect. Like, first of all, it isn't. And second of all, it's like you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Fate will arrange itself to put you in a position to manifest the highest potential of your chart, and your chart represents like your life's potentials, right? It's the cards you're dealt. So it's like, you're gonna meet the right people, and you're gonna be in the right situations to truly manifest that. So by understanding what that is, you don't even need astrology. You just need an open mind. Astrology really does help because it can like give a language. It can give a blueprint. And I'm not saying that getting one astrology reading is going to, it is a life-changing experience if you're open to it. It can be a life-changing experience if you have the right astrologer and you're really, really, really wanting to hear the message, and you're really wanting to not only hear the message and have the message tell you, like, if you're someone who's like wants to hear something and you hear something that's different from the reading and you don't accept it, it can be difficult. But the reading can be a great, astrology can be a great start. And when I say astrology, I'm not trying to sell you guys shit. Like, I'm just saying, like, you get a reading with me, you get a reading with someone that you might think is better than me, or even the best of them all. You fucking learn, you teach yourself astrology, you take a class with me or on your own. I taught myself astrology for the most part. I did tons of groups and read a million books, but like, I didn't have like a formal education. I just was passionate. So yeah, anyways, to bring it all back, all together, the path less taken often is the path that you'll have the divine support, especially if that's your path. It might seem like it's like the difficult path, but, and I've had clients recently who are in these crossroads, right? And they need to make this big decision. I'm like, if you make the big decision, if you've thought about it for a long time, if it's not impulsive, that your guides and God and the universe is going to support it. And that's kind of like this confidence that really takes time and experience. If you've read my book, that like I've been through like near death situations a lot of times to like it's not even really a doubt for me whether like God is, God or guides or whatever you want to call higher forces are helping me, because I felt them. It's like, it's very obvious. It's like as obvious as the sky being blue or these cats being cats. So everyone has their own journey. Don't be afraid to go in a direction that's not in line with the mainstream, and think about my dream. How does that play out in your life? How are you? Because I was a black sheep, but like I kind of by the end of it became a superstar. I don't know how else to say it. Like, I went from being this black sheep that was questioned, almost like I felt like Navalny or something, or like, I don't know, Navalny, it's a shit example. I felt like Nelson Mandela. No, I don't know. I felt like someone who was like about to be imprisoned, who was about to be like, how they say like there's the fine line between genius and crazy person. I'm not saying I'm a genius, because that's a very loaded word. I give it out a lot freely, then I have a different definition for it than a lot of people. For me, it's not like IQ. It's about like how you think and how you manufacture your life in a creative way. But like, yeah, I definitely like felt like I went from like ostracization to like idolization, like self-idolization. So it was pretty beautiful. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about all this stuff. Wasn't planning on doing a vlog, just woke up, gonna get back to my driving test stuff, which I haven't done in like 2 or 3 months, but today's the day. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Ciao.